I've been informed that these videos should not be called vlogs, because that means video logs, and the video is never really relevant to what I'm saying. But I think that log videos sounds kind of silly, so, I mean, not that vlog doesn't sound silly, but maybe I'll just call them life update videos, because pretty much all I've been doing on this channel for a while is just updating you on my life and things that I've been thinking about, and I kind of feel bad about that because this channel was meant to be about just stuff that I create and things that I release, but there hasn't been as much of that, and the things that I do take a while, and there's no way for me to consistently update with that kind of content. So I assume that if you watch all of my videos, then it probably means you're okay with listening to my voice, because it's in basically all of them. But I've gotten comments recently, and over the years in general, about how I sound depressed. And people express concern with the fact that I sound depressed. And people just tell me, like, oh, did you know that you sound depressed, in case you didn't know that? No, I know that. It's not a flattering thing to hear, and it's not really something I want to be reminded of, because I didn't choose this voice. This is just how I sound, and it's what developed from the vocal cords I was given at birth. Generally, I'm not depressed, but hearing that my normal everyday voice that I was given sounds depressed makes me maybe a little bit depressed. Years ago, when I made Let's Play videos a lot more consistently than I do now, I started every video with this enthusiasm and tried to keep that enthusiasm rolling through the rest of the video. Because I was JonBro at the time, I said, "Hi guys, I'm JonBro, and welcome back!" But it always felt kind of forced. It never really felt like it was fully me and what kind of commentating style that I wanted. It's just what I grew accustomed to saying, because that was kind of the norm. It was normal for someone to start a video with a lot of enthusiasm and introduce himself or herself to the audience, and, you know, that's pretty common now with Let's Players like Chugga Conroy, Markiplier, especially Jacksepticeye. Like, I don't think anyone can be more enthusiastic than he is. But it's not really the style that I like listening to as often. I don't think it's necessarily bad to be really enthusiastic in videos, but generally my favorite videos to listen to are the ones where the commentator is very audibly relaxed and laid back with their commentary, which is why I like Big Dip on a Bus and Into the Capri Sun. And people have told Big Dip on countless occasions that he sounds depressed in his videos, or that he sounds unhappy. But he doesn't feel a need to play up his enthusiasm. If he's having fun, he's having fun, and he doesn't have to express that by sounding like he's an auctioneer. Probably a more widely recognized example of really laid-back commentary would be Cryaotic. I don't know how you pronounce that name, but usually he goes by Cry, which, in hindsight, is kind of a depressing-sounding name, but his videos are also very laid-back and have really low-key commentary, and maybe he pulls off the not-depressed sound better than someone like me, but I can't really help that. Game Grumps is usually a pretty enthusiastic channel, because it's like two friends going back and forth shooting the breeze and having a fun time laughing a lot. But lately, Aaron has done his own solo LP of Mega Man X, and that's ongoing at the time that I'm recording this. And people have worried that he sounds sick in those videos, like maybe he's sick because he's just a lot more laid back in those videos than he is normally in videos. But that's just, I assume, how he talks whenever he's just saying his thoughts, whenever he's just going off of a stream of consciousness and not necessarily talking about the game, but just talking about what's on his mind with himself. Maybe the whole bringing attention to my depressed-sounding voice gets to me a bit more because of an experience that I had with someone in high school. There was this girl that I saw one day and never any other day, and I'm happy about that because she was kind of a jerk, and I don't think she meant to be, but she asked me a question and I responded to the question, and then she paused and she started laughing at me really hard and said that she was laughing because it looked like my face was in pain. And that's not funny. There's nothing funny about that. It's not a compliment. There's no reason to bring it up. But she did the same thing later that day, and all I could do was just silently hate everything, despite the fact that I wanted to bring pain to her face. Similarly, my dad, who is generally pretty laid back as a person, but he has this fake laugh for all these different sorts of things that are blatantly not funny. And I'm not talking about just like a bad joke when someone tells a bad joke. I'm talking more like, well, it sounds like she broke her leg today. Like, that's not funny. That's really not funny. And the way he laughs is kind of like Tommy Wiseau does in The Room. And I've asked my dad about this, and he says that he tries to laugh a lot because it gives off this jolly persona, and he wants to spread that jolliness to other people. But if you're going to do that, at least make it convincing. Don't have an artificial laugh that half the time is inappropriate. So, stuff like that has made me cringe, and has discouraged me from faking who I am and what I like. If I really was depressed, I would sound much worse than this, I can assure you. So, I guess my message for all of this is be considerate of what people can't change. Or at least, if they can change them through some kind of surgical procedure, things that they shouldn't have a reason to change. Even if you mean it as some kind of innocent observation, don't tell someone they have a sad face or a sad voice because that makes you the sad one. On a happier note, if you remember that creator-audience interaction video that I made a while back, a number of you suggested that I put together some kind of subreddit or Discord server, and both of those are in the works now, both a subreddit and a Discord. I'm not really doing much with them myself, but I have a couple of friends who are working on one of each. The reason that they aren't up already is not really because they're taking a long time to put together, it's more because there's a subreddit already called Jonochrome. That subreddit is not in use, and it would be really nice to have a subreddit called Jonochrome instead of having to compromise with something else. The only problem is that if you try to claim ownership of a subreddit that is in existence already but doesn't seem to be used, it takes a month to claim ownership of it if there's no response. So, still waiting on that. I think it's been 2 or 3 weeks, I'm not really sure, but I'll keep you posted, probably in a video, whenever that eventually does go up. Alright, so thank you for listening to my apparently very depressed sounding voice for the past 7 minutes or so, and by all means, please, do not be ashamed of your own voice.